Welcome back to Ozarks Live. Let me introduce you to artist Dr. Stacey Perry. Dr. Stacey, what kind of art do you do?
Lots of different things. Mainly, I like to refinish furniture, crafts. We do some fine art, but mainly furniture refinishing.
Yeah, and I know that we'll get into this a little bit later, but I know that you offer tutorials online. I know that you do classes, and we'll hear all about that. But what did you bring for us to do today?
We are going to do 3 easy steps to finishing furniture. So anybody can do this. It's super simple.
Now, is this, I see that we have like blonde wood here. So is this like furniture that has not, is this new furniture, or is this like, would you sand off old paint or whatever?
You can do this on either. You can do it on raw furniture, or you can do it on stuff that's already been refinished.
Okay.
And the biggest idea for furniture and the best thing to do to start out is actually make sure you have a good prep. And the prep is going to include doing a little bit of a light sanding if it's a glossy surface, definitely cleaning it. You want to clean it well, whether it's with soap and water or you can use a cleaner. I like to use Clean Slate, which is a chemical cleaner, but non-harmful. But you could use soap and water, whatever you have around the house is fine.
Yeah.
Basically, if you have like another paint on here and it's smooth, that's not going to allow anything to stick to it, right?
If it's glossy. So if it's really, really slick and glossy.
Okay.
If it's just a smooth finish, no, it's fine.
Okay.
Okay.
If you're worried at all about it sticking and not adhering, you could do just a light scuff with a piece of sandpaper, and it'll make it just adhere a little bit better.
Okay, very cool. So you're going to show us a little bit on how this works. So tell us what this first step would be for what we're going to do right here.
Okay, so typically we would do the prep, the cleaning, all of that, but since we have bare wood, we're just going to literally paint. So with the paint that I brought today, it's a chalk style paint.
Okay.
So it's a little easier to work with and to start with. So we're just going to literally, you can paint it on. If you were going to start with something that was already painted, you would want to make sure you did the prep steps. But with this paint, the good thing is you don't have to put a primer down, and you technically don't have to put a top coat if you don't want to.
Okay.
But I find that for durability, it's a little bit better.
Okay.
So we're literally just going to paint.
And so you don't actually have to be an artist to do this?
You do not. Anybody. Anybody.
We've already figured out that we're not.
Yeah,
Anybody can do this.
It's
It's super great.
So
we're going to use the kind of purpley pink brush here.
Okay.
This is a synthetic brush. I am very particular. I like synthetic brushes for painting. They tend to give a little bit of a smoother coat, whereas a chip brush or a natural brush is going to be a little more streaky. So my brush of choice is a synthetic.
Okay, cool.
So you're literally just going to dip it in the paint and paint your board. Okay. And you want to do nice, smooth, thin coats. All paint is not going to be just a one coat paint. Some say that they are. Typically, they do give good coverage, but it's not going to be the end-all be-all. A lot of times, you'll still have to do 1 or 2 thin coats, maybe 3, to get the color and the coverage that you want.
That's a good tip.
Yeah.
And that just makes it so that, I can see that when I'm first putting it on there, you can kind of see through it a little bit.
Absolutely. Yeah, and the beauty with this one is it dries fairly fast.
Okay.
Probably have it all over your hands, but.
Now, we're going to have you back. We're going to let this dry for just a few minutes while we do a few other things, and then we'll come back to you. But you do classes. Tell us what types of classes that you do.
So at my main place where I do classes at Main Mercantile in Nixa, and it's on Main Street, 107 Main Street, and I do furniture refinishing classes, Furniture 101, just how to get started like what we're doing today, because it's always helpful to have hands-on.
Yeah.
You can watch me do this all day, but
I'm very hands-on learner.
Brush in your hand, you don't get the feeling for it.
Yeah.
I'm also doing some small craft projects also.
Oh,
very cool. So if people want more
Yeah.
information on your classes or the work that you do, where do they go to get that?
Okay, 2 places. One, they could go directly to the mainmercantile.com website.
Okay.
And there's a place that says schedule or classes, or you can go to my website, which is drstaceypaints.com or at Dr. Stacey Paints at Facebook.
Very
So
good.
we would do about 2 to 3 coats of this, and then we're going to let it dry. Okay, we'll be back in a few minutes to finish this up. But coming up on Ozarks Live, Blake got to chat with 2 of the actors from NCIS and NCIS Hawaii about the crossovers of their season premieres tonight on CBS, and you don't want to miss it.